been a minute, and we have a lot to talk about. I'm so sorry, y'all. I was tired. I took a week off, but I am back. We're just going to go ahead and get right into what happened on Raw, and we'll also touch on the Saturday night main event Raw related matches. We'll start off right at the top of the show with Seth Rollins and CM Punk. And if that wasn't an amazing way to open up Raw, how many of us have been waiting on this moment? How many of us have been waiting for these two to finally put hands on one another? And they finally did it. CM Punk was tearing Seth up. Like, why would you say these things to him, Bill? Why would you do this? There's not too many people who can actually match Seth bar for bar, word for word on the mic, but CM Punk is definitely one. I would say maybe a three, because one thing Seth don't do is play when it comes to being on the mic, honey. He's gonna rip somebody a new one every single time. Also, do you know how much you have to despise somebody, to literally hate somebody deep down, to get out of a ring and see that they are so far away, there's no way for you to get to them through all of these people, and you go the opposite way and run around a crowd of maybe 200 to 300 people ish. You know what? I'll give it 150. You run around 150 people just to put hands on them again? I'm so excited to see these two finally go at it. They don't need a title. This is a main event match. This is a main event caliber match without a title. They don't need it. The two of these men have proven themselves to be 100% the main event. So I'm ready to see where this goes, where this feud takes us. And I'm hoping we see a trilogy going on between the two of them. At least, like, Seth is known for trilogies, Punk is known for trilogies. Let's bring it together and give me a series of amazing matches. I don't care who comes out on top at the end, because I won. I won. Because guess what? I like CM Punk and I like Seth Rollins. What? Again, for those of you who don't know me, former CM Punk hater, we love him down bad now. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anymore. Let's just move on. There was a very interesting conversation that happened backstage after Seth's match, though. One Drew McIntyre decided to walk up to Seth on some, "You're my enemy, you're his enemy, so let's be friends." Like, no, no. Seth ain't worried about why you're beefing with Roman. Seth has his own beef with Roman that he started anyway. But whatever. I don't know who Drew thought Seth was. I don't know what Drew thought he was going to accomplish. But asking Seth Rollins for help was 1000% the wrong decision. Which, speaking of Drew, we're going to just go right into Drew and Sammy. This is going kind of quick, and I'm so sorry, but truthfully, I really enjoy Raw. I know some people were like 50-50 on it. You know, they didn't give it the highest rating. I actually enjoy Raw because I felt like every segment gave me something. It gave me another piece to a puzzle that I'm trying to connect. It gave me another clue to figure out what's going to meet me at the end of the tunnel. I still want to know if Drew is just holding on to all his bad blood from years ago. And if that's the case, baby, you got to let it go and move on. You'll never heal if you keep worried about what Roman's doing, okay? Attacking Jay from behind, sickening. Attacking Sammy after a match, despicable. But attacking Jimmy Uso, who only had 9 toes, you disgust me. Like, how dare you come for Big Jim when all he's trying to do is tell me what's in his future? All he's trying to do is let me know that he may go after singles gold. He may go after a mid-card title. He may go after a main event title. And you want to attack him from behind? He can't even get up. What's wrong with you? But it's cool. It's cool. It's cool, because that's why Sammy attacked your ass last night. I'm really intrigued to see what is the end goal for Drew, because he said with Sammy, 1 down, 4 to go. Obviously, Jay, Jimmy, and Roman are the apparent choices. Is the 4th one Solo? Because if the 4th one is not Solo, I think he has his numbers confused. Solo is the one who he truly should be mad at the most outside of Roman. Because if not for Solo showing up at Clash at the Castle, Roman may have lost to Drew McIntyre in Drew McIntyre's home country. So I'm wondering if we're going to see Solo and Drew cross paths anytime soon. Raw on Netflix is right around the corner, but I'm going to do a whole separate video on my thoughts on that. So I'll leave anything related to that out of this video as best I can. But I'm genuinely wondering how Drew plans to take out a group of, at minimum, 4 people all by himself. Like, with 2 of those people being a part of arguably one of the greatest tag teams in the WWE as a whole. Sir, there's no way you think you're gonna beat all their ass. There's no way. Not for nothing, you've never beat Roman's ass. Clock it. Braun Breaker is trying to make a dog out of me. He is trying to have me barking for him, and I am fighting the good fight because he still took Jey Uso's title. That was Jay's title, and I want it back. I need that title back on Jey immediately, actually. However, in the meantime, Braun is once again showing up and showing out. He is once again showing us exactly why he is being labeled as the future of this company. Because even injured, this man put on an amazing match with Ludwig Kaiser for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, I need to know what we're going to do with Ludwig. Is he going to eventually feud with Gunther? Is he going to actually get an IC title? What's his story? How are we planning on playing out his character? Because I can't see him just continue to sit in Gunther's shadow. Y'all know I've said it once, I've said it again. That man should have had gold when he was a part of Imperium as a tag champion. However, he still deserves it now. With Gunther already showing signs of being a little shaken up and disturbed from his previous interactions with Damian Priest, I think this is the perfect time for us to start working on Gunther and Ludwig. Now, I'm not saying Ludwig has to take the World Heavyweight title off of Gunther. I'm saying he needs to come close enough that it makes Gunther realize even more that he's not invincible. Just like with Braun, Gunther's development is steadily growing on me. It's steadily making me like him. Aisha calls him her favorite NPC because, you know, that man be straight-faced all the time. And I'm starting to get the intrigue. I'm starting to see the charm behind Gunther because, let's be real, the man puts on great matches. The man delivers great promos. He is probably exactly what people create in WWE 2K before we even knew he existed. He was the person people were creating in the game to be their number 1 player, to be that star. And so the more I see his work, the more I'm involved in his views, the more I see the way his character is slowly showing to start cracks in that deep, thick shield that he wears, the more I like him, the more I get behind him. I have nothing bad to say. I will include that I enjoyed the match with him, Damian, and Finn, of course. Even though Damian didn't win, he won the one that got pinned. That's all that matters, okay? He still lost, but, you know, Finn took the pin. That's all I needed. I would like to see who's going to step up to Gunther next. Who's Gunther's next challenger? We obviously know it's not Seth. We know it's not Punk because they have their own business that they're attending to right now. It's not Drew because he's got his head shoved up Roman. Let me fix that. It's not Drew because he's busy dealing with Roman and the bloodline, and the OG bloodline specifically, and trying to get his justice on what happened to him years ago. So who else on that roster can step up to face Gunther? Or will someone from SmackDown come over to face Gunther? Randy Orton's already did it. I'm drawing a blank, and I shouldn't be because I know there's so many people. It can't be Finn or Damian because now they have to deal with one another as well. So who is Gunther's next contender? Who do you think should be the next World Heavyweight Champion, number 1 contender? Let me know down in the comments. I'm going to think on that, and we'll circle back to this in my next video. The Women's Intercontinental Championship Tournament continues to grow as we lead up to the Raw on Netflix, where we will crown our inaugural Women's Intercontinental Champion. So far, we've seen Dakota Kai, Lyra Valkyria, and Zoe Starks all move forward. I believe our last one includes Kairi Sane, Alba Fire, I believe it's Alba. If it's wrong, I'll fix it. Alba Fire and Natalya as our last of the qualifying matches. I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I'm kind of really bummed that Zelina was knocked out of the first round. I did say that I thought that Lyra would be somebody who could hold it, but I'm actually going to change my pick and go for whoever is the winner of the Dakota Kai versus Zoe Starks match. I think Zoe has a lot of potential and they just haven't tapped into it. Pure Fusion Collective had the potential to be so amazing, and somehow the ball was dropped. When I originally saw PFC, I just knew that this was going to be such a dominant women's faction. They were even compared to the Shield at one point, of being a female Shield. Unfortunately, that's just not what we've been getting from them, and it's really a sad situation all around. My only hope is that as we continue to move forward, that they continue to build on this potential faction, because there's so much potential, and I hate to keep using that word, but they have so much promise. They could really be great, because you have Shayna, Sonya, and Zoe, and if you can't make the three of them as one a star, then what are we doing here? What are we doing? I don't know. I just think that Zoe getting this title could be a great thing, not only for her, but for her members of PFC as well. I think that they need this win in order to help them cement themselves as being the powerful, dominant, stable that we all thought they would be in the beginning. But y'all already know, I still want to hear from you, and I want to hear who you would like to see be the first woman to carry that title. Can we talk about the New Day really quick? Because how are you surprised that no one wants to deal with you? How are you shocked? You're shocked? Why are you shocked? Why are we surprised here? Like, especially when it comes to Rey Mysterio, because Xavier, weren't you just talking crazy to Rey Mysterio? Weren't you just fighting Rey Mysterio, but now it's, oh, we've known each other for this long? No, baby. Y'all broke Big E's heart in the ring, and while I understand, check out my Raw recap involving that one. I'll make sure I link that down below also. While I get it, y'all still did it. It still happened. You still did it. So I'm so sorry to them, but like, no, I don't want to hear what you have to say. I don't want to see what you're doing. I don't care. You hurt Big E, and for that, off with their heads. But no, seriously, I'm really interested to see where this new faction goes, where this new duo goes. Will they still be the New Day? Are they just going to be Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston? Are they going after the tag titles? Are they going after singles titles? What will these two be doing now that they miraculously made up and decided to just stay together because they both hate Big E? Ciao. Now, unless you're the Miz, you can just skip ahead to the next section. This section is for the Miz and Miz only. Michael, what are you doing? Didn't I tell you to stay away from Karrion Kross? Didn't I tell you not to involve yourselves in that man's matters? Now you held hostage. Now he's kidnapped you as well. Now he's making you stay. You want to leave. You didn't realize that the party ain't really hidden like it's supposed to be. You at the door and they won't let you out. You find out it's locked from the outside. Now what? Sir, it's Karrion Kross. Where the hell is this going? Like, what is going to happen with the Miz and Karrion and the Wyatt Six? What's going on? So I believe next week we're going to get Miz versus Dexter Lumis. I'm sure that match will eat. Truly, I'm sure that will be a great match. I just don't know how this feud ends. And if it does not end with Scarlett back in the ring, what are we even doing this for? Why are we even here? Look, I am finally getting on board with being interested in who Karrion Kross is. It took them this long for me to care about his character. I want to see more from his character, and I want to see more from his wife. His wife is a damn good wrestler. Put her in the ring. If I don't see her and Nikki Cross going at it soon, we're going to have some problems. We're going to have some big problems. I need that for my own peace of mind, for my own happiness. I need to see those two badass women going at it. I beg. Hunter, if you're listening to this, please. I will forever give kudos to Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez for how they talk to Finn backstage. Because, yeah, Finn, they won their match. What about you? Like, you cannot sit there and talk to them, because everybody needs to listen to Finn, because when we listen to Finn, we win, right? Right? No. Now, I love Rhea. I do. I am still very disappointed in the build-up for Liv and Io Sky. Now, Don't get me wrong. They put on a great match. I hate that it was as short as it was, but I do understand it because it was a broadcast event and not a premium live event, that they were on a limited time frame. I just wish we gotten more. Io is a really great competitor, and I really think Liv's feud needed some other outside instances to help her continue to build the foundation she needs. And we just didn't get it. But at the end of the match, Liv didn't run away, and she stood toe to toe with Rhea. And that's really all I wanted them to let her do this whole time, because Liv Morgan ain't never been scared of nobody. Stop playing with her. So when is their match? One half of me thinks they're going to do it at Raw on Netflix. The other half of me thinks they're going to hold off until Royal Rumble. I don't know which, but those are my two guesses. As we know, we're building up Raw on Netflix to be this amazing, almost POE level type show. So we'll just have to see. But I just hope that we get to a great conclusion of this feud at some point soon. Let's say that. That's the nicest way for me to say how I feel. And finally, we must talk about the War Raiders versus Finn Balor and JD McDonough for the WWE. I believe those are the World Tag Team Championships. Please correct me if I'm wrong, or I'll correct myself somewhere on this screen. Finn and JD, after I believe it was at least 175 days, have finally lost those titles in their third defense. Yes, you heard that right. Almost 200 days, 3 defenses. That's it. That's all. 3. 1, 2, 3. And it's quite sad because that was the best match of their title reign. Now, I will say this before I get into how I feel about the characters that are Finn and JD. I truly hate that for the people behind Finn and JD, because these two people have trained together for years. They've been working their ass off for years to both get into the WWE. And I know that being tag team champs together was more than likely a goal of theirs. That was something the two of them wanted to accomplish, to pretty much show that they've made it. And I don't feel like this reign does that for them. I don't think this reign helps them go, we're done with that, let's move on. They're going to need another one. They're going to need a fix-it reign. They're going to need a reign that shows just how great these two competitors are in ring, on the mic, in all aspects. We're going to need another reign that shows how they dominate as a tag team. But for now, nope. For now, fun is back alive. We have and new tag team champions in the War Raiders, and it is all thanks to the Archer of Infamy, Damian Priest. So if you have not already, make sure you say, thank you, Damian. Now, I did get some comments asking why I was thanking Damian. Finn was 1000% about to get that match ended in a DQ. Finn had grabbed a chair and he was about to use it in the match. And with the champion's advantage, as long as they were disqualified, they still held the titles. If not for Damian, we would still have Finn and JD as title holders. That does not mean the War Raiders could not beat them straight up, because they can, and they technically did. All they needed was a little assist to keep the match going, so that they didn't lose these titles off of something as silly as a DQ for a steel chair. You know, I was waiting for Damian to show up. Y'all know I'm a Damian girl, but I was waiting on this moment that whole time, because I needed to see it. I needed him to show up and ruin Finn's chances, just like Finn has ruined his. And he did. And it made me so happy. And as expected, their feud is nowhere near over. I definitely see Finn's paranoia, Finn's need to run the Judgment Day, ending the Judgment Day here shortly. And I see this feud with Damian leading out to something great. This is going to be the feud that we wanted from them leading up to Bad Blood. I'm hoping, y'all already know what I want. I want violence. I want pain. I want anguish. I want on site. I want fists flying, chairs flying, mics flying, everybody's flying. Okay, I need this feud to be everything it should have been originally. And I need this. I need it because there's nothing like brothers fighting. I don't know what else to say about this. I don't know what else to say about this other than I was so glad to see Finn get his own karma. Finn has gotten into that man's business since SummerSlam. He is the reason why Damian is not World Heavyweight Champion. He is the reason multiple times over, actually. Like every time Damian gets close to thinking he has it, Finn pops up and ruins it. I believe it's only right that Damian return that favor. You know, like it's only right that he take that belt off of you. Finn cut a promo on his way out telling Damian that it's all his fault and he was supposed to be Finn with 2 belts, and Priest took that away from him, and all I could say was, thank you, Damian. Now, I know the next episode of Raw has already been pre-recorded, so I beg of you, do not put spoilers in the comments because I am avoiding them left and right, front, center, every which way I can. I don't want to see it. I kind of want to I want to enjoy the moment for what it is, you know? But what do we think is happening on the next Raw and on Raw on Netflix? Who do you think is the next #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship? Do you see Braun and Ludwig continuing their feud out, or is Ludwig and Gunther slowly leading to a breakup of their own? Who do you think will be crowned the women's inaugural Intercontinental Champion? And what happens next with Finn and Damian? Oh, don't forget, the War Raiders need #1 contenders also. Do we see Finn and JD asking for a rematch? Or does New Day have up next? Or will we bring over someone like, oh, I don't know, the Street Profits and give them a shot at it? Let me know down in the comments. Make sure y'all like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and share this with a friend. But for now, I'll see y'all for SmackDown. Bye.